This meeting to order. It is January 5th, 2026. We're off to a good start. If you'd all join me in a pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Take a quick moment of silence.
I need to call that up. Where?
If you do a roll call, please, Christian.
Trustee Fields. Here. Trustee Wagner.
Here.
Trustee
Oh, it's
Reister.
2025?
Here.
Trustee Cox. Here. Trustee Kissinger. President Pro Tem Keller.
Here.
President Frisbee.
Here. Mr. Kissinger advised us last week he would not make this meeting. So we have an agenda in front of us. Mr. Mallory, were there any changes or additions?
Yeah, we would, add, under action item for municipal building authority, we do have three names, so to present to council's approval.
That would be 11E. Any other items trustees would like to add?
Minor correction for the year at the top to 2026.
Good catch. All right, hearing no further,
Move as amended.
entertain a motion to approve.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? We have an agenda. Thank you, and thank you all for being here tonight. We have no scheduled appearances, and I see no public officials with us tonight, but now it's time for citizens' comments for agenda items, if you'd wish to address the council on those. Seeing none, I'll waive my comments till the end. I thank you for that. We have a general consent agenda in front of us from our regular council meeting, December 15, 2025. Warrant reports, $56,467. Event requests, there was none, and correspondence, there was none. You all had an opportunity to review. Any corrections? Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion to support. Would you do a roll call, please, Christian?
Trustee Cox.
Yes.
Trustee Reister.
Yes.
Trustee Kissinger. Trustee Wagner.
Yes.
Trustee Fields. Yes. President Pro Tem Keller.
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. So I hate to do this to y'all, but we need to move into a closed session. We need to,
Mr. President, I move that we move into closed session so we can confer with the village attorney.
we have, do a roll call?
Trustee Wagner.
Yes.
Trustee Reister.
Yes.
Trustee Fields. Yes. Trustee Cox.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller.
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. And we will be back shortly.
Move that we come out of closed session.
I support.
We have motion and support. You do a roll call, please, Christian?
Trustee Fields. Yes. Trustee Wagner.
Yes.
Trustee Reister. Yes. Trustee Cox. Yes. President Pro Tem Keller.
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes.
President Frisbee, I'd like to move to authorize the village attorney to proceed as discussed in closed session.
Support.
We have motion and support. Will you do a roll call, Christian, please?
Trustee Reister.
Yes.
Trustee Cox.
Yes.
Trustee Fields.
Yes.
Trustee Wagner.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller.
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. Thank you. Ms. Kaufman, appreciate your guidance.
Yes, thank you so much.
So we have a Parks and Recreation plan in front of us tonight.
Yeah, and we're gonna bring on, Mike. If we can, Mike, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Good evening.
All right,
Evening.
we're up to, appreciate your patience, with us being in closed session, but we are, up to the point in the agenda that we're out of closed session and are going to turn it over to you, for the, Parks and Rec and to, remind the council, this has gone through the Parks and Rec Committee. It has received their unanimous support and recommendation to support the master plan, but we'll turn it over to the person who led this. And Mike, the floor is yours. So we definitely appreciate your leadership over the past few months on this project.
Great. Excuse me. Good evening, and thank you for having me tonight. Mike Hoffmeister with the Manning Smithford. I've been assisting the village of Vicksburg over the last 9 or so months to develop the Parks and Recreation Master Plan, which is in front of me today. I'm just going to take a few minutes to go over kind of some of the highlights of the Parks and Rec Master Plan. We'll turn it over for any questions that we may have. Ultimately, we're looking for this village council tonight to adopt, and I'll go through that final process at the end of the presentation. In the master plan in front of you, there's a number of pieces of information that are statistics, village demographic information, park inventory information, what amenities do you currently have, what are the accessibility ratings of those parks, how accessible are they to the general public on a rating scale. Ultimately, what's the most important part for the village and for the Parks and Recreation Commission and for the staff is the goals and the action plan for the future of the Parks and Recreation system in the village of Vicksburg. This process isn't just me and isn't just the staff. There was a series of public input sessions that also took place both at the Parks and Recreation Commission meetings as well as individual public input sessions that the general public were invited to, as well as a public survey that was available to the public both at Village Hall and online. And so we received a number of public comments both at the survey and at our public input sessions that helped frame and guide this plan. So ultimately, if you could turn to page 43 of the Parks and Rec Master Plan, that is where really the forward-looking sections start. From the public input and from the feedback and from the accessibility expectations and from the recreation amenity visits that I took for the village of Vicksburg, a number of goals and objectives were established, and I'll go through them at a very high level and then move on. But ultimately, park maintenance and improvements was the top piece of feedback. Continue to maintain what you have, right? The general public and the feedback don't necessarily need more parks. They want better parks. They want well-maintained parks. They want new play structures. They want new benches, things that can help improve the existing parks. Goal 2 is pedestrian connectivity. Oftentimes, throughout the public input process, we heard more connectivity to the downtown, more connectivity to the north, more connectivity to the south, to the west, whether that's multi-use bike trails or just general connectivity to the downtown so people can enjoy the parks and the shops as well. Prioritizing the cultural and fine arts. We had a great conversation with Vicksburg Arts about integrating arts, public arts, cultural arts, music, and performing arts into the park system, along the trails, and in the village. And so public art is definitely a high priority that we've heard. One of the things we also heard was establishing a true Parks and Rec department. That's a conversation we had with the Parks and Recreation Commission. It is goal number 4. It is not high on the list, but it was heard a number of times that perhaps the village should explore a Parks and Recreation department, whether that's starting with one programmer to help establish Parks and Rec programming, hire park maintenance, someone that can lead the special event efforts in town, things like that. And finally, goal 5, one of the things we heard is creating a feature performance venue or a feature park, right? What does that look like? You've got some beautiful parks in your community. One in Clark Park that is kind of a natural amphitheater setting that could be transitioned into a performance venue. You have a park on a beach where more play amenities or water play can become a feature. So in the master plan, basically it advises the village, if they so choose for this to be a priority, to create a study, master plan individual parks, complete feasibility studies for what that feature park might look like. And a lot of the conversation with the Parks and Recreation Commission was around those items as well. All those goals and objectives further down in the master plan, starting at page 45, are individual action plans for park improvements, right? I'm not going to go through all of these, but a lot of them include improving walkways, adding more seating, kind of immediate action, intermediate action, and long-term action. And so that's where that, although the Parks and Recreation provided a lot of input on individual park improvements and areas that the parks itself could be improved. And then further down, each individual goal and objective is also identified with some action items on how the village, this village council, village staff can continue to improve the parks, the services it provides, and the park maintenance as well. As Mr. Mallard mentioned, the Parks and Recreation Master Plan was heard twice at the Parks and Recreation Board. MDNR has a very specific guideline and process that must be followed in order for approval. So it was introduced to the Park Commission in the Parks and Recreation Board in November. There was a 30-day mandatory public input session where it was available to the public on the website. There were print copies at Village Hall. The public hearing took place on December 22nd, where that is also mandatory by DNR, where there was a formal public hearing hosted by the Parks and Recreation Board, where any members of the public were able to provide public comment. We did receive a few emails from some members of the public about the Parks and Rec Master Plan, and those edits were addressed. And then ultimately here tonight, we're looking for a formal approval from this governing body of the Village of Vicksburg. Ultimately, what that means is there was also a draft resolution that was sent to you all. Basically, it spells out the public input process, it spells out the timeline, the events that took place in order for the public input session. And finally, following Village Council approval, I will work with the village staff to submit this to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources by February 1st. Why this is important? If the Village of Vicksburg intends to seek DNR grant funding, this plan must be filed by February 1st. Every year on April 1st, DNR grants are due every year by April 1st, and municipalities are not eligible unless there is a Parks and Recreation Master Plan on file with DNR through their project process, showing the supporting documentation that we will provide. So ultimately, it's up to the staff and you all to decide priorities. Park improvements, Parks and Recreation Board improvements as well, or priorities. But DNR has some big time grants every year, and my understanding, hearing some of the conversation around the village this past year, is very intentional to get this submitted by February 1st in hopes of applying for a grant in the future. So with that said, that's enough of me talking. That's really a highlight of the Parks and Recreation Master Plan, the process we took, the public input sessions we had, some of the goals and objectives as well as the action plan for the Village of Vicksburg's park system going forward.
Now's the time for any questions. I know Mr. Kissinger's out, and he was a big part of that for the Parks and Rec team. I was able to attend this last meeting that they had, and it was very well presented and very well received by the Parks and Rec team. So if you have any questions or further discussion, now's the time to do it.
I would
Did I
like,
say Chad?
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
all right.
Wendy Fields.
I would like to, I thank Mike for all of the work that he did, facilitating everything, walking us through all of it. The Parks and Rec Board, Jessica Eister, our chairperson, Benjamin Gaudier, Beth Russell, Daniel Dinya. We all worked quite a bit over the last months, and actually even before that, with our wants, needs, and wishes list of things we wanted to see in the parks going forward. So a lot of work was put into this, and I am very excited to get it across the finish line.
It's going to be a big commitment on our part. It's nothing saying that we have to do everything that's in here. It gives a really good guidance and some funding expectations. And of course, that funding recommendations will come from this board, but there's some good ones. And the plan you had put in, the STMT, I assume that was short-term, midterm, long-term.
Did you hear that?
Could you repeat that?
Oh, in the priority section, you have you laid it out, and it says STMT, LT. Short-term, midterm, long-term? Is that how you based it?
Yep. So that basically spells out kind of a priority list for the village if they were to, proceed. And a lot of that information is existing capital improvement plans that the village turned over. Those are some items that the village already has planned for the park system. And the action plan also spells out short-term, medium-term, and long-term recommendations for park improvements as well.
I'm excited that this is well-timed and well-positioned, just with where the village is at and the trajectory, the momentum that we're trying to continue to build this village, the amount of people that are coming to our village to visit. We're on the map in a way that we historically have never been, so that this happens, and the more people come to Vicksburg and they see our intentionality of investing in this community, it's just going to draw people to want to come and say, hey, we're a great place to live, we're a great place to be, to raise families and whatnot. And this is a demonstration of, we're going to put our money literally where our mouth is. We're going to be strategic with it, but this is a beautiful community, and we have beautiful natural resources. I'm really stoked. So thank you very much for putting your time and effort into this. Thank you.
Yeah, and each of the council members has in front of them Resolution 01052026-01. And so for formal action, it would be a motion of approval of that resolution with support and a roll call vote. But I wanted to add too, Mike, 36 years in this game, in the last 10 for the village of Vicksburg, we have contracted out multiple different type of services, and truly you're at top of the list. I mean, your self-motivation or understanding limitations, if you will, with what we are dealing with on other issues in the village. You never waited for us. You always kept us informed and kept us on task, which I truly appreciate. And I think it's a testament to your professionalism and commitment to your profession. So on behalf of myself and the team, thank you for doing that over many months. So we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is something that is taking 9 months and thoroughly vetted, a lot of conversation, a lot of thought, a lot of public input has gone into this. So, and Mike, and great guidance. We appreciate that as well.
What I'd like to add, just On top of that, President Frisbee, it meets a lot of our strategic goals that we've set forth, and with our own village master plan, with the Parks and Rec master plan, to implement all of these changes, to seek public input, because folks said they wanted to see more transparency, have more input, ability to voice their opinions, and we're trying to, with all these efforts, like even ones that Ms. Coney's led, to get as much input as possible to give the citizens what they want to see out of their community, and this is just another step in that direction where we're trying to do that. And then regardless of who's sitting in these offices or who's sitting in front of this, this dais here, they're gonna have a document that's gonna tell them, this is what the people are looking to do, and hopefully we can accomplish that to make the village a better place to live and be entertained. So, I think it's a really comprehensive master plan. I like a lot of the substance in there, particularly the Clark Park transformation. That's kind of been on my list for a bit, which I'm sure was in that summary of responses as well, but I think it's another great step forward. And I also heard grant money and grant opportunities, which I love free money for the village of Vicksburg, as everyone here is well aware. So very thankful for it.
Thank you again for getting this to us so we meet that deadline of February 1. Obviously, we need to move on it. You know the timeline certainly better than we do, so you've educated us so we can get this to whom we need to in order to be eligible even for grant funds. So thank you for that.
That's an excellent lead-in to the fact that we can anticipate probably a change order to seek Mike's help on the submission of this grant as well. So, Mike and I will probably talk about that tomorrow. But that's an excellent lead-in, Trustee Jessica Cox, so thank you very much.
That's what I'm here for.
So,
And with Mike's assistance on that change order, I am confident we'll have that submitted before February 1st.
now we need to submit this to the DNR or to the
We
state?
need to tonight, if the
Approve it.
council sees, to just approve this master plan, and then we'll take the ball and run
And
with
push it through the state. The DNR grant isn't due till April 1st, correct?
Correct.
What a day to pick, April Fool's Day, right?
Yes, that's right, that's right.
All right. Yeah. Super, we appreciate it, sir.
Well, then, if there's no other questions, I move that we accept the proposed Parks and Rec master plan.
Support.
We have motion to support. You do
We
a
need-
roll call, please, Christian?
We need the resolution.
Oh, no.
The
resolution
We
number.
can have the
You need-
resolution speak for itself, but the motion will be to approve the resolution as presented.
Okay, then to approve the master plan resolution 01052026-01 as written.
Perfect.
Support.
Support. And we do a roll call, please, Christian?
Trustee Fields,
Yes.
Trustee Cox,
Yes.
Trustee Kissinger, Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller,
Yes.
Trustee Reister,
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. And I will take this time, Wendy, thank you so much for your due diligence. I was looking right at you when I said Chad, but I remember the battle that Chad had. He wanted to stay on so bad. You won the towing cause. All right, so the resolution carries. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. And as Jim said, he'll be in contact with you shortly.
7 a.m.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you much. So that takes us to Southwest Michigan First Chamber. Action item D.
Yes, this went through the Planning Commission and DDA Board at their last meeting and received unanimous approval and support with the recommendation for the council to also support. It's in front of the council due to the dollar figure being $8,000, all of downtown development money. But we've worked with the chamber from Southwest Michigan First to represent Vicksburg businesses. And also have at one of the Berg Days, a summer events, a chamber event coinciding with it that they would lead, 2 sessions of town hall business forums one or two small and mighty roundtables with local leaderships throughout the year, Monday midday mixer, and a mid-year business check-in. It's our goal to reinvigorate chamber activity within Vicksburg, not to have the chamber from Southwest Michigan first take over, and that might not be the right vernacular to use, but we would have local component, a local chamber still, but to ignite it and get recognition for the village of Vicksburg with these other events. So both the DDA Plan Commission staff is urging the council for approval. Upon approval, we will be sending and distributing an email tomorrow for a meeting to be held with business owners and building owners of Vicksburg here at Village Hall on Monday, January 12th, and it'll be mid-morning time frame. I'm still firming that up with the chamber representatives, but be happy to answer any questions, but we think this is the next step and very positive for Vicksburg.
Mr. President, I move as submitted.
Support.
We have motion and support. Any further discussion?
Is this meeting going to be open to the public, or is this just for?
It's going to be open to those businesses.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and some of you have met, I believe her last name is pronounced Ghosh, Jane Ghosh. But she's been very, very active. You can go to their website. Every week I get an email from them with all the activities in the county. They've been a really big proponent of ours, supporting the Bird Days and all our events. And this will just take that next step further with them.
I'm sorry.
No, go right
No,
ahead.
I'm just also in conjunction with the Parks and Rec. I mean, there is so much momentum going on for this village, and this is a logical next step to be organized, that everybody is well informed, that we speak together as a village with a vision of what we want Vicksburg to look like. And I'm excited to see all these components come together, almost crystallizing right now further. So I'm really excited about this next step.
Anything further? We have a motion and support. We'll do a roll call, please, Christian.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
Trustee Reister,
Yes.
Trustee Cox.
Yes.
Trustee Fields,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller,
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. So item 11E was the Municipal Building Authority. We've talked about it a couple of times. I'd like to present 3 names that I'd like to put on the Building Authority. And with your all's approval, we'll bring that back together. Let Jim speak to it a little further.
Yeah, we need to, it's a board that has legislative requirement, and one that I take responsibility for. We hadn't had in place in quite a while, but we've worked with the attorneys and have bylaws all set up. I anticipate the first meeting, they will be public meetings, will take place prior to the Planning Commission meeting. Next week would be the first one. And it is done in conjunction. The village president states the names and needs the support and approval of the council by majority, so.
With that, I present Matt Schenkel, Colin Bailey, and Mr. Bill Cox. They've all got excellent history in residential or business properties. I think they're very good candidates. Jim and we've had opportunity to talk with them, and they're real excited about taking part in this authority. So that's who I'd like to present to put on the board, and just looking for your all support with it.
Trustee Wagner, I'll move to support the nomination of President Frisbee.
Support.
Do I need to recuse because my husband's one of them?
Not if you like the guy.
I kind of do, but I'm just saying, full transparency. Okay.
Can I do a roll call or voice? Yeah, roll call. We'll do a roll call, please, Christian.
Trustee Reister,
Yes.
Trustee Cox.
Yes.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
Trustee Fields,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller,
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. So thank you with that. Like I said, Jim, we're going to have them meeting here pretty quick again, and there's a few things on the plate that they're gonna have to take up, so.
Absolutely. We'll get that information out, so thank you.
And that takes us to village manager report. Mr. Mallory?
Yes, Village President Frisbee, President Pro Temp Keller, Village Council trustees, village staff, and members of the public, thank you for allowing me a few moments this evening to address all of you. I want to share something important to you and to do so openly, respectfully, and with great appreciation for this community. After considerable thought and reflection of the past 35 years of public service, I want to publicly announce that I do not intend to seek extension of my current employment agreement beyond December 31st, 2026. I began serving the public, try to make it through this. Gotta remember, my mom's watching on YouTube in Florida here. But I began serving the public in 1991 with the city of Kalamazoo. Had the distinct privilege of retiring with over 25 years of service in the Public Safety Department. As of this month, January 2026, I will have had the honor of serving the village of Vicksburg for the past 10 years. That milestone has caused me to reflect deeply on where this village was when I arrived, where we are today, and most importantly, on the people who made this progress possible. 10 years ago, the village of Vicksburg was facing significant financial stress. Our reserves were strained, difficult decisions were required, and long-term stability was far from guaranteed. Those challenges were real, and they are weighed heavily on the councils, on the village council, on staff, and the community. Together, through discipline, transparency, and an unwavering commitment to fiscal responsibility, we changed that trajectory. Today, the village stands on solid financial ground. We achieved a level of stability that once seemed out of reach, including the ability to construct the village hall that we meet in tonight and pay for it entirely with cash. That accomplishment alone speaks volumes about the stewardship of this council and the dedication of our staff. Beyond the balance sheet, we transformed the very heart of our community. The complete makeover of our downtown streetscapes reshaped not only the look on Main and Prairie Streets, but how our community gathers, celebrates, and connects. That investment paved the way for expanded programming and events, including the Bird Days of Summer, which have brought families, visitors, and a renewed energy into our downtown and strengthened our sense of place. None of this happened because of one person. I have been incredibly fortunate to lead a talented, committed, and resilient team. Village staff who care deeply about this community and consistently go above and beyond. I thank each of them for their professionalism, their creativity, and their belief in what this village could become. I also thank members of this council, past and present, for your trust, your partnership, and your willingness to make hard decisions in the service of long-term good of Vicksburg. And finally, I want to thank my family. Public service asks a great deal not only of those who serve, but of those who stand beside them. I'm especially grateful to my wife, Stephanie. Went so well in practice. I've been blessed to share 32 years of marriage with. Her patience, encouragement, and steady support have made it possible for me to give my full energy to this role and to this community. We look forward simply to being honey and pops to our expanding total of what will be 4 grandchildren.
we have important work ahead. I want to be very clear that my focus remains firmly on the future of Vicksburg. The year ahead is an exciting one for the village of Vicksburg. We're in the process of administrating more than $8 million in federal and state grants that will be invested directly into critical infrastructure projects. Projects that will strengthen our utility systems, build a new downtown municipal parking lot, protect taxpayers, and position the village for continued success for decades to come. This next year is not about winding down, it's about delivering results. It's about seeing these infrastructure investments through, continuing the momentum downtown, supporting our neighborhoods, and ensuring that the village remains fiscally strong, operationally sound, and well prepared for the future. I remain fully committed to this council, to our staff, and to the residents of Vicksburg through the end of my agreement. Together, we will continue to move important projects forward and finish this chapter with the same level of dedication, professionalism, and pride that has defined the last 10 years. Serving the village of Vicksburg has been one of the greatest honors of my professional life. I'm incredibly proud of what we have accomplished together, and I'm equally confident that the village's best days are still ahead. Again, thank you for the past 10 years, the time to speak tonight, as well as looking forward to the upcoming year of service to the village of Vicksburg.
I don't know, we ought to call the meeting done after that. Can't top that. Fire report, okay. Jim, thank you so much. Parks and Rec, I think we've pretty much
We had a meeting.
delved into that one.
The only thing I have to say is we have set 3 dates for movies in the park for summer of 2026, so.
All right. The cats meeting, the Kalamazoo County Transportation Authority, their millage needs to be addressed in the next 8 months. Their current funding plan expires August 26th. They've applied for and have gotten word that they've been approved for a $9 million grant for hybrid buses, but they have a lot of stages they have to go through before the funds become available. MDOT announced that they're changing their budget strategy from a 5-year plan to a 6 to 10-year plan due to some funding uncertainties. So there's some of the funding, road funding has been changed at the state level. I think as we may know, some of the marijuana taxes are now being collected, but that's yet to be seen, how that all plays out. So that's a report from CATS. So there was, planning was Chad, and he's not here. So there was no South County Sewer meeting, and there is a fire update.
Yes, you all have a copy of the proposed 26-27 fiscal year budget for the fire authority. The big takeaway is, number one, is that the format is in a format that you should be able to very easily go through and understand, and there isn't 10,000 buckets with different funds in it. So we have an operating and a capital now. The biggest takeaway for this budget is that the board, we decided that the contributions that each entity is going to make this next coming year, we're going to freeze that amount. So understanding that we may have expenses that will go up, but we want to have a baseline because April 1st is when we go from 6 to 4. So we want to have a little bit of a track record as to what the expenses are going to be and what the dollars, what we're going to need for input from the entities. There'll probably be more discussion down the road of a possible assessment. One of the entities already has an assessment per round. Schoolcraft Township, Schoolcraft Village, and Vicksburg Village does not. We just take out of the general fund. So have to have discussion on that. But we also did budget in here money for an assistant chief. So we're going to be looking to add to the staff. So take a look at this. The next meeting, I would like the board to approve this budget. As I said, I know in years past, we've had issues because of the way the budget was written, that it was very difficult to comprehend. This is a lot more straightforward and a lot simpler to go through. So take the next week or so, go through it, and then it'll be on the agenda for the next meeting to approve it, because February is when we want to be able to say, yes, we're approving the budget. So, okay? Yes.
Just one question, Carl, maybe to take back. Would it be possible with this submission to also get the end of the, I think it would be the 24-25 fiscal, the just cash balances at the end of that period?
We're going to be, before, I think this next meeting, we're going to do budget amendments. We'll do similar to what we do here, we'll have fourth quarter budget amendments. So yes, to answer your question, yes.
Yeah, just to complement it with the actual account balances, cash balances.
I think I
complement
may
the
have
budget.
that, so I will check. If I do, I can email those out to everybody. So
Yep.
it's public information, so it's not a big deal, but I will blank copy everybody, just so you know, so.
Yeah, I just think that piece is gonna be helpful for all the folks that are worried about the financial position or have concerns, that I think that'll put them pretty well at ease when we get that information.
Well, the good news is the fire authority financially is pretty sound.
Right.
Because of decisions that were made in the past, which I guess, thank God they did that, the way they did it. Having said that, though, we are going to a payroll service. We're taking the payroll out of the hands of the administrator and all that, and we're gonna go to a third-party payroll service to do. It'll simplify things a lot more. We are gonna be transferring a lot more money into Michigan class, MI class. We found that the return on investment with that is a lot better than what the Cedars were, and it's liquid. So if for whatever reason we need to gain money right away, we can. I will tell you that we are paying the fire truck off. It will be paid off before April 1st. That was, and the two entities that are leaving, they knew that was going to happen because this was purchased on their watch and we wanted to end on their watch. So they're aware of that, so it's not a surprise to them.
All right, thanks for that update. The only comment I would have on that is I would really like to see the title of Director of Fire Operations rather than an Assistant Chief. Just my personal, I think we'll get better quality.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
All right.
Working on it.
So it takes us to citizens' comments. If there's anyone who would like to comment on anything on their mind tonight, it's time to do it. Seeing none, we'll jump to trustees' time. We'll start with Trustee Cox.
Jim, thank you so much for addressing us, and thank you for everything that you've done for the village, your commitment to it. Excited to have this next year be extremely productive and work with you for the time that we have, but I just want to take time to say personally thank you very much for everything you've done. Thank you, Wendy, for the Parks and Rec and all the commitment and time that you've put together on that plan. That's no joke. Excited about what that is and what that's going to bring. And also just the timing of the chamber. There's just a lot of really great things beginning to crystallize in Vicksburg to identify us of who we are, who we want to be, and communicating that to our people who live here, who pay taxes here, who are raising their children here. And we get to be a part of that in this period of time. I'm excited.
Thank you. Trustee Fields.
Jim, I also want to say thank you. It has been a pleasure working with you for these past however many years now, and obviously I'll appreciate the next year as well. Although there might have been times I didn't agree with everything you did or said, I have always respected the job you have done, the integrity that you have brought to it, and just your general vision for everything. I'm one of the ones up here that grew up in this town. I do not have rose-colored glasses about the past, and I have seen so many exciting things over these past 10 years that are a direct result of you. Not to dismiss any of your team, because they are also exceptional. But we are going in a fantastic direction, and the financial stability that you have brought enables us to do that. So thank you.
Thanks. Trustee Wagner.
Jim, I'm a bit worried for your bourbon collection. With more free time, it's possibly devastated, but it will soon be replenished, I'm sure. I'll save all of my long, heartfelt congratulations for in December at the end. I think you know how I feel about your job you've been doing. Terrible respect for your integrity and commitment to the village and all the time you put forward. But I think, like others have said, it's going to be a great year. We've still got 12 months, and I'm sure you've got a headhunting firm in triplicate for President Frisbee's review for the enormous shoes you'll have to fill. But couldn't be more exciting, and looking forward to the journey you have as Honey and Pops. As a recent father myself, I mean, that's a pretty exceptional thing. So I think it's well-deserved after 36 years.
Thanks. You're next.
Well, I think Jim knows how I feel about him. I am so incredibly proud of him. I feel like he could be a son. And I don't think we would be where we are now without him at the helm. And so it worries me a little bit that he's going to be leaving soon, and I was a little disappointed that he was going to leave before I can leave. But he has just done some of the most amazing things for this community. And I'm just so grateful to him, because this is a place where I live. This is a place where I love to be, and he's made it even better than it was. So thank you so much.
President Pro Tem Keller.
You're remembering me this time. Well, first of all, Wendy, thank you for all the work you did on the master plan for the Parks and Rec, and it was awesome, very well put together, and it dovetails very perfectly into what we're doing for strategic planning. Jim, you and I have worked together a lot of years. I think you were first on board when I was on the Planning Commission, and I've been on here now 8 years. So, you know, Tim and I and Gail, we've kind of been at the very beginning of this whole journey with you, and I know we rib each other about our differences, but you know that I think a lot of you. I told you years ago, you know, if you want a friend, get a dog when you're in government. So, but you've done a lot of really good things in this community that will last a lifetime. And I'm proud to say that I was a part of that, a small part, but I was a part of it, and I'm very proud of what you've done with this village. So thank you very much. And before I forget, my wife, I want to wish her a happy birthday tonight. So.
Oh, well, it takes it to my time. I'm not going to slobber on myself, but Jim knows. He knows how I feel about him and what he's done for this village. And I've been here to support him the whole time. So we'll save it. We got a big year ahead of us, right? 2026 is going to be a transformational year for this community, right? And Jim, I appreciate what you did tonight to let us know to get ahead of this. We're gonna have a big road ahead of us. We're gonna have big shoes to fill. So as the HR team, we're gonna have to get together, we're gonna have to develop a strategy to replace, we're gonna have to put in a plan. Jim is he's assured us he's gonna be very instrumental with the plan, the recruiting, interviewing, and the placement. So I'm looking forward to his input on that. But this all needs to be done this year. And as he laid out earlier, projects we have a big $8 million wastewater sewage line going in Sprinkle Road. We've got the development and beautification of our park, or of our parking lot, the main parking lot. We've got the new master plan for the Parks and Rec ahead of us. There's so much ahead of us right now. It's going to be a very, as I say, transformational year. And Jim, I know you're going to be a huge part of it. You're going to give it your effort and your all. We're going to have to, next thing on my list is I got to go through the committee recommendations, and probably the next 2 meetings we'll go through those and reappointments. So if any of you want different assignments, now's the time to reach out to me. And I just want to thank some of the volunteers, right? You look at all that we've done, we've got, the trustee board sitting in, we got the staff, we've got all the committees, but all the volunteers in this community that step up and support us, whether it be the Berg Days, Christmas parade, the Iceberg Fest. It's a wonderful time to be in this community with all the effort and the volunteerism that takes place. So it's going to be a great year. I look forward to it. And I just thank everyone for everything they've done. And Mr. Mallory, I don't want to say we're going to miss you yet. I'll save that till December with Ryan. But it's been a fun road. So with that, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Meeting adjourned.